Hi everybody, my name is Katie Sosnowski and I'm an educator coach for the American Women's College. We wanted to let you know that we'll be starting a series of webinars that will cover a wide range of topics such as financial literacy, graduate program overview, stress reducers, peer mentor highlights, things like that. These TAWC Talks, as we'll be calling them, will be offered twice a month, and if you have any ideas or suggestions for topics you'd like to see, feel free to email me about them. I'm going to leave my contact information up at the end of this webinar, but for now, our first TAWC Talk will be about time management. Time management is a skill that's very important to our students because we're trying to fit an entire semester's worth of information into just 6 weeks. Our courses move very quickly, so time management mastery is something vital to a student's success here at the American Women's College. You may have noticed that we've done a couple of videos and tips and tricks regarding time management, but the fact that we're presenting to you another session on time management really shows how important it is. Okay, so let's get into it. What is time management exactly? The definition of time management is consciously knowing how much time you should put forth on a specific activity and how you organize those time allocations. The phrase time management itself is pretty self-explanatory. Time management is how you manage your time. This webinar is going to work off our other videos we've had on time management by going over some suggested resources and offering some new ideas as well. Okay. Establishing priorities is a habit that will lead to getting the most out of your time. We all have busy lives and things add up. Establishing priorities will allow you to see what is the most important task to be done by a certain time and which ones are more fluid and aren't as important as others. Let's say that your final project for a course is due this Friday, but you also see the laundry adding up. Make your project your main priority and work on it whenever you have time to sit down and do work. Yes, the laundry will need to be done, but there's no specific date it needs to be done by, so it's lower on your priority list. Establishing deadlines and priorities will allow you to be aware of what you need to work on and what can sort of take a back seat. Also think about making a checklist of things that need to be done. I'm a person who likes to check things off on a list, so I make checklists of work that needs to be done and I prioritize them by importance. It feels really good to check off items you've finished because you're able to manage your time and keep track of everything. Also, I just want to let you know that this to-do list, it's just an example. It's not meant to be evaluated for actual deadlines of assignments. So for specific dates of when your work is due, please consult your course syllabus. Okay, moving on. Being organized is another vital skill for effective time management. An easy way to keep organized is by being specific with your planning. I had a difficult time with this because in school I would say, I'm going to study for a few hours, then go to dinner, and I wouldn't get much done. So I started being specific with my planning so I knew when I had something to do by a certain time. For example, instead of saying, study for Psych 240, maybe plan to read 15 pages of Psych 240 text and answer discussion questions. Doing this will help you stay focused and see the main goal. Something else you can do to stay organized is to have a school calendar with due dates listed. Again, just like this example to-do list, this calendar is meant to be for example purposes, not to be taken for fact when work is due. Remember to consult your syllabus. Anyways, writing down when each assignment is due or study times on a calendar will help you manage your time efficiently and keep track of your schoolwork so you don't miss any assignments. If you notice on this calendar, it is all about school. I wrote times for when work is due, but I also wrote to email Katie about changing my Session 2 schedule. Everything here relates to just school. Okay, so let's say you did everything we mentioned so far. You made a checklist, set aside time to write your rough draft, and you open up your laptop to start writing, and without even thinking, you go right onto Facebook. This is an example of a distraction. Distractions really hurt your ability to finish your work on time and keep you motivated. One way to combat them is just by being aware that they exist. If you're studying and you have the urge to open up a new window and go on Twitter, recognize that doing so is going to be a big time waster and go back to your work. Because if you give in to distractions and lose track of time, all of a sudden you've wasted an hour that could have been used to finish your discussion post. Finding a conducive area to do your schoolwork can help you to avoid distractions. Maybe you like working quietly in your bedroom so you don't hear the TV on, or maybe you just need to go to the library and avoid distractions. Whatever works best for you is fine, as long as it will allow you to work productively and stay on track. Taking care of yourself may not seem like something specifically related to time management, but if you're not mentally and emotionally well, then your work, it may pile up and suffer and you'll have to cram everything in the last minute. It's important that while you're working, you build in breaks. If you're constantly working and studying and taking care of your family, you may become burned out and lose motivation to reach some of your goals. Building in breaks while you're studying will help you to recharge and keep going on that long assignment. We just talked about distractions, so building in, say, a 5-minute break every 30 minutes of reading will give you a chance to check Facebook and whatnot without it affecting your study time. Another way to take care of yourself is to make your goals short and attainable. If you have a goal that's going to take years to reach, it may be hard to keep going since you won't see any of the rewards along the journey. But by keeping your goals short, like finish my research paper or earn a B on the math test, you'll feel like you've accomplished more and feel like your end goal is more attainable. That end goal for all of us is being to graduate. So I've given you a bunch of ways to effectively manage your time, but why is time management important? What do you get out of having this skill? Well, with regards to your schoolwork, you will avoid missing deadlines and earning bad grades because of it. You'll also have to repeat your work less. This one I personally wanted to stress because I do it a lot less since I worked on time management. I'd be reading a book and then I would start thinking about what I want for dinner. I'd go watch some of those tasty videos on Facebook, I'd get a snack, and then I realized that I didn't comprehend anything that I was originally reading, and I'd have to go back and reread the passage all over again. So if you keep track of your time and block out distractions, you won't have to keep repeating your work. Time management prepares you for the working world. It's a skill that will make you a marketable candidate because you're focused and you can get your work done efficiently. And lastly, you'll feel happier and more accomplished if you're skilled at time management. You won't be racing to beat a deadline, you'll be less stressed, and you'll make it to that end goal faster. Again, the end goal being for you to end up here at graduation. Okay, so that wraps up our first talk about time management. It was a quick one. Again, if you have any questions about anything I covered or want to offer suggestions on topics you'd like to see, feel free to contact me. There's my email and phone number at the bottom. Thank you for watching and have a great day.